Now, if you've thought about getting into photography or getting serious about photography and you think you need to buy a really expensive camera, I'm here today to tell you, you absolutely do not. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Michael Joseph. I am a lifelong artist of all kinds of disciplines, and over the years, I have taken a lot, and I do mean a lot of photographs with my phone. And when I say I've taken a lot of photographs, it doesn't necessarily mean within the past few years. These photographs here were all taken between the years of 2010 and 2014 on mobile smartphones that were out at that time. If you have any sort of newer phone whatsoever, I'm going to bet that it has a camera on it good enough to take the kind of photos that you want to take with a little bit of work. Now, one of the things you have to think about is the fact that around 2015, computational photography came into play. Now, that basically means that if you're taking a photograph with your phone, it will fix some things. It will do automatic HDR or remove noise or things like that. And you don't always need to do that. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, that by using your phone, instead of getting into a really expensive camera, you can learn a lot of those things directly from some of the programs that are already in your phone or ones that you can download. Now, a lot of phones have something called portrait mode, and that's what I'm shooting in right now. This is on my S24 Ultra, and I do a lot of both filming and photography with this phone. And one of the things it does is it puts a fake blur to the background. Now, most phones come with like a pro mode or an expert mode or something like that where it's all manual, but there's also a few programs you can use to do that too. The two that I recommend would be Open Camera or Blackmagic Camera app. And both of those are available for both Apple and Android. Learning good composition and lighting on a phone can really help you when you do get that more expensive camera. I do own more expensive cameras and I shoot with a lot of different cameras, but I take a lot of my pictures still to this day with my phone. And a lot of the skills that I've learned on my phone, I can transfer over to the more expensive cameras, and stuff I do on the more expensive cameras, I'm now doing on the phone. The reason I say when you're taking pictures on your phone that it's good enough is that most people just share their photos online or they get small printouts. Now, I can honestly tell you that I put out a calendar this past year called Everyday Skies, and all of those, except for a few, were taken with my phone. So that means that those photos were blown up to like an 8.5 by 11 from a phone photograph. So a lot of what you might want to do or feel you need to have that bigger camera for, you may not. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting them. I love using my bigger camera. I loved going out and taking pictures with it and tweaking things, but it may not be what you need. A lot of YouTube channels will push you very hard, and I mean very hard, that you have to get a real camera, that phones don't matter, you're not going to do this, they're going to fail you. I call BS on all of that because, like I said, I've taken so many pictures with my phone over the years that there's no comparison. You can take the picture with your phone and be just as happy. And the thing is you always have your phone with you, so you always have a camera with you. And if you learn a little bit of, artistic, the way you take the pictures and in the precision of the details of setting the picture up and the settings in the phone, you can take great photos with that phone in your pocket at any time. Now, here's the strange thing that you might not realize. A lot of this generation is going out and taking photographs with 20-year-old point-and-shoot cameras. They like the way it looks. They feel it looks nostalgic. Back then, we were just trying to get a good photo, and we would have done anything to have photos like they are now. And now, the people now are trying to get photos how they looked back then. Doesn't make any sense to me, but if you want to do that, you can. I run around with a 10-year-old point-and-shoot that is the ZS60 by Lumix, and I love it because it has a really long zoom on it, but there are days when that becomes my high-end camera on my phone because it has a zoom that I can use that does better than the phone. But do you need an expensive camera to take good pictures? Absolutely not, and that's what I want to encourage you through this. Don't let YouTube videos and people tell you, well, if you want to get serious about photographs or photography, you have to buy an expensive camera. You absolutely do not. You can start right where you're at. You can start today. You can go out with what you have, and with these phones and the things they have, you can shoot everything from photographs, videos, time lapses, anything right on the phone you have. So I hope that helped you, and more importantly, I hope that encouraged you that you can be creative, and you can be creative and make things look really good with the tools you have. You can advance to those more expensive tools later if you want, but you don't have to start with them. You can start right where you're at. So again, I hope that helps. Until next time, take care and God bless. This video is sponsored by immj. For all my print-on-demand creations like t-shirts, mugs, posters, original photos, my book, The Creative Virus, or what gear I use, visit the shops on immj.com or my Amazon, eBay, or Etsy stores.